Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon because I felt like it. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to be talking about a movie, of course, even though it's more of a rant, if anything, but okay, whatever, I guess. So, alright then, let's just get to the point, I guess. Today's feature I'm talking about is, yep, upside down magic. So yeah, I'm not really excited about this one really, because it's a Disney Channel original movie, and these tend to be really awful, of course. But anyway, of course, as usual, I do have to talk about the plot, so let's get into it, shall we? This abomination of a movie starts off with our main character, whom is, like, of course, really young. Not just that, of course, has to go to a school kind of thing. Again, with these school settings, and then most of this film takes place inside of a school, and they all have, like, these gifted students, whatever. Everybody has a certain power and whatnot, and our main character has to be, brave, of course. Our main character has to show off her skills, of course, and, of course, unintentionally transforming into like a cat dragon hybrid kind of a thing. Well, tending to turn into a cat, I guess, or whatever. And yes, this kind of thing becomes problematic throughout the entire film because you can't stay specific to the kind of animal she's trying to be, I guess. But yeah, this can be disastrous for our main character because she can't focus, so she gets to be sent to like a special class for students similar to her, I guess, I suppose. But yeah, this whole school thing is definitely this movie that centers around this 13-year-old who discovers that she can, turn into animals, of course, and while her best friend can manipulate flame. Together, they enter this academy-type school thing for magical studies and whatnot. So, yes, those are classes, I should say. That's for for people who know better, who do better magic, while she just stays behind in a way when you think about it. But yeah, that's the kind of thing we're dealing with here, folks, with a subpar plot. So yeah, folks, if anything, this was definitely a generic, boring, bad movie. If anything, it's a boring bad, I guess you can say. If anything, it doesn't try to do anything different. It doesn't try to do anything original. It doesn't try to do anything creative. It's just incredibly generic. And for what it has, its execution made it practically unbearable to watch. So yeah, a lot of dumb stuff happens in this film, folks. It's not very good, really, at all. But yeah, I know some people might be telling me, hey, I thought you liked Disney, blah, 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 blah. Of course I like Disney, obviously, but that doesn't mean I can't criticize it. But yeah, folks, this was not a well-constructed story. It's the same old, same old. You basically run-of-the-mill type of a story like we've seen like a million times before. It's the same stuff. This movie does the same exact thing I've seen like a million times before. Of course she has to get confidence. Of course she has to come off here. Of course the main character is a woman. Okay, a young girl to be more exact, I guess. But you get my point here. The same old you all see before. So yeah, just I don't know, folks. I don't want to watch this again. Just once is enough. When it comes to the direct-to-video, okay, not the direct-to-video movies, but their original movies can be just as equally as bad as the direct-to-video sequels that they made over the years. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on what. There's nothing special about the main character, even though we're led to believe that she's supposed to be, out of the ordinary coolness or whatever, but it still doesn't work. She's as bland as all the other characters. Very one-dimensional, very cookie-cutter. Very straightforward, so yeah, it didn't really work at all because of the way she was written. So yeah, it's a material that's really sloppier. And I know there's an original movie and all for TV, but even the special effects, even for that, was pretty bad. But yeah, folks, even that department does not work at all. And yes, before anybody tells me I'm being overly critical with the special effects, well, I'll point this as a counterclaim because like the old Gamer films were heavily criticized for having guys in rubber suits. Those are old movies, but those movies were talked down because of the practical effects. So yeah, no one wanted to counter that. Oh, come on, Mr. Monkey. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not gonna buy you this crap ever. If a bad taste in movies, Seriously. All the characters, yes, including the bad guy villain characters, they're all one-dimensional. So the film really tries to make them seem more than what they really are. So that's bad. Seriously, Mr. Monkey? Really? Over here? Alright. I guess I'm gonna eat something later then. So from what I understand is that this movie is based upon a book series. And a lot of people complain it's not really faithful to it at all. Which I never read. And I don't care enough to read it, if I'm gonna be honest here. But a lot of people complain about the way that material was treated in this movie. And I guess that's perfectly understandable. I guess you can say if you're a fan of something, like a book series, a comic series, a television series, like it's adapted for the big screen, or in this case, the TV made movie, but still, it's not very faithful to the source material. It's very maybe like too different for its own good. So I can't really blame them for getting mad for being too different from what they were trying to do or whatever. Yeah, this movie's garbage, folks. Yeah, and it's just not very good at all. It's not very well constructed, really. Uh, so yeah, they got that wrong right there, of course. Even the dialogue was really bad. So again, it goes into the whole notion the very poor writing, the script wasn't very good. And yeah, don't get me started on the acting, really. The acting wasn't very good, especially from the adults, I guess. With the little kids, I guess I could give them the benefit of the doubt, really, because they're little kids, so they need some experience anyway. I mean, yes, there's some child actors that are actually really good, and that might be surprising, sure. With enough training and whatnot, you could actually get much better. So, if anything, it's the material that was given to the kids that were horrible. But anyway, yeah, this movie is just really bad in a lot of ways. I didn't like what they were trying to do, of course. And there's this whole janitor character who pushed the students down on their own weird. This janitor character that pushed the students down because of their quote unquote weird music. You're in a type of school. What do you expect exactly? This kind of reminds me of X-Men to some extent because the people with powers with these mutations have to go to school, be taught by some teacher, and of course they have to learn their way and protect society and protect people as a whole, and of course simultaneously protecting the school, and of course learning about themselves and whatnot. Yeah, that sounds very much like X-Men, if you ask me. Only that like the poor man's X-Men, so to speak, I guess. But yeah, I'm not saying that this is a knockoff of that. Don't get me wrong. It just seems like really similar to me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, folks, this was not a good movie at all. None of it is. And a lot of people would say that the characters are nothing like how they were in the books. But I can't. I don't know because, like you said, I never read the books. I'm just looking at this as a movie, and that's it. So I'm just going to review this as a movie because that's what it is, as a movie. But like I said, I can stand from the fan standpoint for being really disappointed in the treatment of material that was given for this movie and whatnot. So those laws are wrong with this movie. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as say it's the worst because I've seen Disney do far worse than this trash heap. I've seen, oh boy. Anyway, yeah, it still managed to be a major disappointment. I'll give this film an overall rating of a 4.6 out of 10. It's a 4.6 out of 10 for me. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. Till next time, see ya. Oh yeah.